All right, so for day one of the stabilization endurance phase for core training, we have 3 exercises, that being the plank, the cable or resistance band rotation hold, and the side plank. So to get started, we're going to do the plank, and there's a few key concepts to note for the plank. So to start, you're going to want to have the athletes get their elbows right underneath their shoulders. A lot of times I'll see athletes be propped like this, so there's that angle, or they'll be here, way forward, so the shoulders, again, aren't right over the elbows. That's a common mistake, but again, you want the athlete to line up shoulders right over their elbows. For their hands, I'm not too picky about this. They can either cross and lace their hands like this, or they can have their hands flat on the ground. To me, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of athlete preference from there. So from here, you're going to want to have the athletes drive their toes into the ground, press up, and get into the starting position. So from here, this is where I see the main mistakes. Either people try to do it for too long of periods, or they're just not strong enough, or either they'll have their butt way up here, or it'll be slouched way down to the ground. The main thing you want to tell the athlete is to have a nice flat back. I like to coach that. Just pretend like you have a plate of food on your back, and you just want that plate of food to stay up there. You don't want to tilt to one side and have it fall off. You don't want to have your back bent where it falls down toward your butt, or you don't want to have your butt in the air so that plate of food falls to your head. So again, have the athlete lift up, have a nice flat back. So again, you could place something on my back, it wouldn't fall over. Straight line from my shoulders all the way to my hips. Nice and straight, I'm not tilted. Everything is nice and straight. And again, I wouldn't have the athlete have their head tilted. I would have the athlete looking straight down. Just takes all the tension off the neck. Nice neutral position there. So again, straight line from the shoulders down to the elbows, flat back, and straight line from the shoulders to the hips. So that is the plank. The second exercise, again, is the cable or resistance band rotational hold. So for this one, I have a resistance band. It is attached over here by the wall. So the main thing, the first thing that you want to do is you want to have the band in a position that's taut. So since it's originating over here, it's mounted here, I don't want to have the athlete start right here because, as you can tell by the band, it's not taut. There's no tension in there right now. So to start, I'd have the athlete walk out so that way the band is nice and taut. There's tension there. So this is going to be done from a kneeling position. So since I am going to be turning left, that means I want my right knee on the ground and my left leg up in a half kneeling position. So again, if I'm turning left, that means my right knee is on the ground, left knee is off the ground. So since I'm turning left again, I'm going to grab it with my left hand first and then wrap my right hand on top. So the athlete would have their hands about chest height. See a lot of people kind of do them from down here, although you can for this one specifically, for the hold, I want the athlete's hands to be even with their chest. Again, the arms are going to be completely straight. That just puts more emphasis on the core. If their arms are bent a little bit, that's more shoulder movement, and again, we just want the core working here. So before we even start, the main thing is to watch this knee that's up. A lot of times when the athlete twists or rotates, that knee will come in. You want to coach and tell the athlete to plant that knee firmly. And once we start, this knee is not going to move in or out. It's going to stay locked right here. So tell the athletes to engage that knee. So again, to start, it's a hold, it's not a twist. We do have to twist to get into the starting position. So again, I twist, my knee's not moving, and I'm going to come and be completely parallel. So I'm going to be holding it right here. So again, my hands with the band are even with my chest. The band, the end of the band is totally, perfectly dissecting the middle of my body. So if I brought it forward, it'd be cutting my body in half. That's where I want. We don't want it right here. We don't want the band over here. We want the band right in the middle of our body, and we're going to be holding it. So you can tell I already feel tension in my core, so I know it's working. It's going to have the athlete stand nice and tall, holding it right here. And again, for this one, you can adjust the resistance, so the farther out you are, the harder it's going to be. The further in, the easier it's going to be, as long as you get a proper, good distance that the athlete is feeling a good workout. So that was the plank, the band rotation hold from a kneeling position. Now we got the side plank. So obviously this is going to be done on both sides. So if I'm on my left side, I'm going to have my left elbow on the ground. I'm going to stack my feet. And to start, you want to start so that, again, the shoulders, hips, and knees are in a straight line. A lot of times when people do this, they'll hop up, and you can't tell. I'll come from this angle, but they'll hop up, and their butt will be way back. So there's that little V shape. You want to eliminate that V shape, and you want to be completely straight. So again, from that starting position, shoulders, hips, knees in a straight line. So from here, you're going to tell the athletes, again, their feet are going to stay on the ground, and then they're going to prop their hips up. So from here, again, another coaching cue is sometimes athletes are more comfortable with the hand on their hip. I find it easier to balance with the hand up. And you want to tell the athletes to really lift their hips up. So a lot of athletes will just get an inch off the ground and think that's good. No, you want to get maximal height off the ground from your hip. So again, I'm straight line from my shoulders, hips to knees. I come up, keep that straight line from the shoulders, hips to knees, and I'm squeezing my obliques. And again, there's a big distance, as much distance as I can. And again, you don't want the athlete to be leaning forward or leaning back. You want the shoulders to be parallel with each other. You'd have the athlete hold this position, and that would be the 3 exercises for day 1.